Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
New Amsterdam Vodka is an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the only exceptionally smooth vodka that is 5 times distilled, 3 times filtered, and rated 93 points. New Amsterdam believes wins big and small become legendary when you celebrate them with your crew. So here's to the blue, white, and gold, the Memphis grit and grind, and reliving winning moments big and small with Tennessee's favorite basketball team. New Amsterdam Vodka. Find your wins.
Tom Brady is making a turn at modeling. I would kill to have been with Giselle when she first saw this clip.
Why is he so stiff?
Because he's in leather. Have you ever walked in leather pants?
No, I can't say that I have.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is it?
It looks easy until you see Tom Brady.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies, take your fandom to the next level by becoming an MVP.
How long have you been an MVP?
Since day one.
Enjoy the great benefits of being a season ticket member. Pre-game MVP moments, including Autograph Alley, exclusive Grizz gear deals, access to member or MVP-only player events, and much more.
He's been an MVP for 22 years!
Become a Grizzlies MVP today.
From the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio. We're in FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I sure hope you don't try to make a living betting against the New York Knicks. In fact, I'll take it further. I hope you don't have a favorite basketball team that's going to ever run into the New York Knicks, at least this version of the New York Knicks, because seems hard to deal with. They won again last night, another blowout last night. They are on some kind of historic run and just 2 more wins away from the NBA Finals. We'll talk basketball momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, Jessica Benson is going to join me. She, of course, is the host of the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, weekdays, 8 a.m., Grind City Media. She's sitting right here on the other side of the wall waiting for me to get to her, so I'll try to speed it up a little bit. JB will be in studio about 20 minutes. Finish talking to her, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we will discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, interesting story from Jonah Dillon at the Commercial Appeal about how much money the University of Memphis received from the American Conference in 2025. I'll share the numbers with you. We'll do that in about 40 minutes. Texas football coach Steve Sarkisian said he believes every school, every one of them in the SEC, is spending at least a minimum of $30 million on its football roster for next season. I'll tell you where he thinks things top out in just a bit. Big headline in college basketball, Ruben Chinyelu is withdrawing from the NBA draft and returning to Florida, so the draft gets weaker, but college basketball gets stronger. I'll tell you where I've got Florida in the top 25 and 1. We'll do that a little later on in the show. Charles Barkley had some interesting comments about how Inside the NBA approaches television now that they're starting to get criticized in serious ways for the first time in a long time, given that Amazon Prime has a studio show, NBC has a studio show. I'll tell you what Chuck said. We'll do that in the third segment. And farewell to the Late Show on CBS. Stephen Colbert said goodbye last night from the Ed Sullivan Theater. I'll tell you who his final guest was during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout. and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to, but I did want to start in the NBA, where the New York Knicks are now just 2 more wins away from advancing to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. Final score last night in Midtown Manhattan, Knicks 109, Cavs 93. For the first time in 4 nights, we had no real drama in the NBA playoffs. New York was up 4 points at the half, up 15 after 3 quarters, won the game by 16 after leading by as many as 19. Josh Hart was great, proved he can hit a wide-open jump shot. James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, they were something less than great. So the Knicks have now won 9 straight playoff games to take a 2-0 lead in this best-of-7 series. Game 3 is set for Saturday night in Cleveland. The Cavs are listed as 2.5-point favorites in that one, but the Knicks are now obviously heavy favorites to advance to the NBA Finals. Again, that would be for the first time since 1999. Big Bet Bennett, good to see you on this rainy Friday morning. I think it's going to stop raining at some point.
Yep.
That's what I read, but I can't. It doesn't feel like it. First question for you. Are we done here? Are we done with Knicks Cavs? Is this over?
I mean, I just felt like that game 1 loss was so much bigger than a game 1 loss. Just allowing that comeback and the Knicks to get the win when you had a 99.9% chance of winning the game according to the, what is the ESPN?
ESPN probabilities.
Yeah. I mean, with just a few minutes left to go in that game, I think it was like a 99.1% chance to win the game or something like that.
If Anthony Edwards would have been on the Knicks side of that game, he'd quit.
For sure.
He'd have just said, this is over.
He would have just said this is over. So I just felt like that loss was one of those that's going to be too big to overcome for the Cavs. We'll see. Like, again, they're favored in Game 3. I won't rule out them getting back into the series, but I think they're probably a little outmatched here.
Yeah, the chance.
Because the Knicks are able to do it in different ways, and you saw it last night with Josh Hart. Like, it's just it feels like that whatever Cleveland's counterpunch is, the Knicks are going to be able to have an answer for it.
Cleveland guarded him one way in Game 1, and Jalen Brunson destroyed James Harden one possession after another. Cleveland guarded him another way in Game 2. It left Josh Hart wide open possession after possession after possession. And though he had not been shooting it well and even missed some shots early last night, I think it was a testament to the belief his teammates have in him and the belief they have in just like, you got to make this shot, or at least you got to take this shot, or you can't be on the court. This is not a catch it and move it. This is a catch it and shoot it. And if you're not going to take the shot, you can't play. And if you miss too many of them, then you can't play. But last night, he was good. He finishes with 26 points, making wide open shots. And like you said, the Knicks, if they're going to prove they can beat you in different ways, it just becomes difficult to deal with. And I think Cleveland now knows. If it didn't already, they know they're up against it. I won't rule out them winning one in Cleveland because, they're favored in Game 3.
Yep.
They're supposed to win that one. But I'd be surprised at this point, anything other than the Knicks advancing to the NBA Finals. Yep. Whether it's 4, 5, 6, or 7, I don't know. At the end last night, they were chanting Knicks in 4, Knicks in 4. I don't know if we'll get Knicks in 4, but we're going to get Knicks in something.
I think they need something like that, though. You mentioned the Sam Quinn thing that you said yesterday, where the Knicks could theoretically be sitting back waiting on OKC and San Antonio to finish this slugfest that they're in, and maybe one of those teams is beat up going into the NBA Finals. Because, I think we all agree that, like, whoever's coming out of the West is probably going to be the favorite to win the NBA title. But, I think that changes things if the Knicks are well-rested, ready to roll, and, OKC or San Antonio comes limping into the Finals.
You are right. Whoever wins the West will be favored over whoever wins the East, provided whoever wins the West isn't missing their best player. Like, if the Spurs advance but Wemby's hurt, you got a different dynamic.
Flips, yep.
If the Thunder advance but SGA's hurt, you've got a different dynamic. But at full strength or close to it, the Western Conference champion is going to be favored over the Eastern Conference champion. But you start throwing in Jalen Williams is limping around. Dylan Harper is limping around. De'Aaron Fox is limping around. And combine that with the fact, this is a fact. Have you seen this fact? The Knicks are operating at a level at which we have never seen a basketball team in the NBA operate. I don't mean in the playoffs. I don't mean in the conference finals. I mean ever. Here's the fact that's floating around. The Knicks are 9-0 in their past 9 games with a point differential of plus 212. That's the largest point differential over a 9-game span for any NBA team in the history of the league, regular season or playoffs. We've never seen a team do this to other teams over a 9-game stretch this consistently, this dramatically. So, are the Knicks awesome? Historically great? Or does this say more about who they're banging on in the East?
I think it's a combination of both. They have not had the same level of competition that, frankly, Western Conference opponents have had to face in these playoffs as the rounds have gone along. So, I think it's a combo. They've looked really good. They've looked like the best team in the Eastern Conference. But yeah, the level of competition is a little subpar, I would say.
I think that's right.
Yeah,
I think they are awesome.
Yeah,
but they are benefiting from. They're not banging on the Spurs or the Thunder.
Right.
Maybe not even banging on the Timberwolves or the Nuggets.
That's right.
So, yeah, the competition's a little different on that side of the country, but they are 9-0 in their past 9 with a point differential of plus 212. You cannot argue with that. It's not just that they're winning games, they are beating people's brains in. Mm-hmm. Point differential plus 212. In these playoffs, they're 10-2, and the 2 losses were both to the Hawks by 1 point. I mean, they could easily be undefeated in the playoffs right now.
That's wild.
It's just one stop here, one made shot there, and they're undefeated in the playoffs right now. Mm. So they are operating at an extremely high level, and it does, after watching 53 minutes in game 1 and another 48 last night, it looks like Cleveland's just going to have a hard time figuring out how to counter this now, because if they spread you out, Brunson destroys you. And if you're going to try to cheat a little bit and leave somebody open, well, at least last night it couldn't be Josh Hart.
Yep, for sure. I'm glad that it was just there was no drama in this one, because I was able to knock out the crash last night, because I knew we had to talk about it before I get out of here next week for a few days.
Okay, is this where you want to settle into a crash conversation?
I just wanted, I have to give my input on it just real quick.
Please, I think I've said everything I want to say about basketball, that stupid game.
I said this to JB. Basically, being the cool hot girl at your high school in a small town is a powerful, powerful thing.
Man, you ain't got to tell me. You don't know how many stupid decisions I made over them back in the day.
And I think that it gave her too much power, and I think she just thought that her actions weren't necessarily like real life at times, if that makes sense. Like, I think she might have thought she was just playing a game. Does that make sense to you? I mean, she obviously did it intentionally. She ran that car into that building intentionally and killed both of those guys. There's no doubt in my mind.
She attempted a murder-suicide with a vehicle.
Yes. Like, there's no question, because the thing that gets me with it is the where the road winds. Like, and by the way, you have to watch this. It's on Netflix.
It's an easy watch, and it's crazy.
I've been obsessed with it ever since I finished watching it.
It's like 90 minutes. It's easy.
I followed the story basically when it happened.
I remember,
in real time. And it's this small town in, where is it, Illinois or where? Ohio, yeah. And basically this girl, and she's driving a vehicle with her boyfriend in the passenger seat and another friend in the back seat, and they run into a building going over 100 miles an hour in a car. Both the guys die. She survives, and a story ensues after that. A trial ensues, if you will.
How about this? You ready? Spoiler alerts and all that stuff. You don't want to hear about the crash, then, do something else. She 100% did this intentionally.
Yes.
I don't know if she thought she was in a dream or invincible or whatever. I think more likely she is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and just had this moment where
she went crazy.
She lost her mind. She very briefly lost her mind.
Because her excuse is, I blacked out. I don't remember anything.
She did not black out. She was trying to murder-suicide.
You know what that is when people say, I blacked out. Haven't you heard, like, when, like, your friends get in a fight at the bar? It was like, dude, I blacked out, and, like, it just, like, happened. Like, that's what that is. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't black out, like, and don't remember what happened from this point in the night to this point in the night. That's something people say. You know what I mean? Like,
and it also, like, what happened with that vehicle is inconsistent with somebody with her condition blacking out.
That's where I'm at.
It is as it appears. She, for whatever reason, got sideways with her boyfriend, the love of her life, and they were fighting like young people sometimes do, and it escalated like young fights sometimes escalate, and she flipped out. Like it only takes, 4 seconds to flip out, and you can end everybody's life, including your own. And that's what she was trying to do in that moment. I don't doubt for a second that when she woke up, she regretted it.
Of course.
I don't doubt for a second that when she woke up, she felt awful and stupid and all those things that you feel. But in that moment, what was she trying to do? She was trying to kill everybody.
Yeah. And the thing, like, I think the more fascinating thing, because when you watch it, I mean, I think we both agree, like, it's pretty easy to know, like, okay, I don't believe her excuse. She did this on purpose, fine. I think the dynamic with like the parents was what was most fascinating to me about it, just from both sides, like the boys' parents, like hearing their, their confession when they're talking, and her parents, like that's, I mean, I don't know how I would act.
You should take those parents and like take it to any young couple, any couple that's getting ready to have children, and show them that documentary and say, I want you to focus on this young woman's parents, and then you can never be like either one of these people. You can't. And I don't even know how they agreed to do this documentary, because they come off so bad. And this is how you know they just lack self. Sometimes people just cannot see themselves the way the world sees them.
That's right.
And that's these people. They think they're good, loving parents, and they are the worst. They are the worst. You set your daughter up. And I'm like, say this as like, one of my real insecurities is my ability as a father, because I spend so much time away, and like, I'm not out here. Being a parent is hard. I don't even know that I'm any good at it. But I hope to God I'm not like those two, I hope I'm not like those two.
Dad, man.
The dad was like,
I hate him. The whole time I'm like, shut up.
Shut
dude.
up. You are saying you are not helping yourself.
No.
You have not said a single sentence that makes you look good.
No.
Not one. Oh my, those parents are just awful.
Brutal. I mean, and again, like I try to put myself in their shoes, and it's like, well, if that was my kid, like would I be trying to defend my kid? I mean, I guess to an extent, but like it's kind of indefensible. The evidence is just all right there. The video's all right there. Like it's.
I will say though, like there's too many examples of people being so close to tragedies or crimes where they just don't see it the way you see it, the way I see it,
right?
Because they're so close to it, and I've just seen so many examples of that where I guess I just chalk it up to. You can say you'd never be like that, but I promise you those people say they would never be like that.
Right.
Like I promise you that little girl's parents, when the O.J. Simpson thing went down and they see O.J.'s kids standing by O.J., they say, oh my God, how can you not see your dad killed your mom? What are you doing? But now it's your daughter, and you're the ones that are blind to what everybody else sees. The guy in South Carolina that allegedly killed his wife and son, like there's some reports that some family members stood by him, even though all the evidence is overwhelming. I just think there's too many examples of when you are that close to something, when it's your mom or your dad or your son or your daughter. Somehow, some way, humans have the ability to just be blinded to reality. But undeniably, the
text and like videos and stuff, it was like, oh yeah, she's not a good person. And she seems like she might be a loose cannon.
That's the worst combination you can have.
Yeah.
Like terrible people, but kind of harmless.
Yeah.
You can deal with them. Loose cannons, but got a good heart. You can maybe deal with that.
Yeah.
But this seemed like a terrible person, like to the core.
Yeah.
And also loose cannon. Them's the ones you got to stay away from.
Yeah, they are.
Them's the ones you got to try to avoid. And the way after she comes out of the hospital and she's making all these TikToks, it's
just
like
so tone deaf.
I mean,
it's the worst.
I mean, just put your phone down.
Yeah.
There are grieving families. You're responsible for what happened to these people. and it looks like you might get away with it, put your phone down.
Yeah, because that's the thing is the grieving families were on her side.
Initially,
they were all on her side. Like, I can't, man, I just feel terrible for her. Like, this accident happens, these kids die, she's got to live with that the rest of her life. Then she starts posting on TikTok, and they're like, whoa, what's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you?
It's pretty fascinating. It also is like a case study in like what social media, can do to someone. Yeah.
It's tough out there, man.
Yeah, man.
It's tough out there. I guess everybody's just doing the best they can.
I think so.
But you got to aim a little higher than those parents did, I think.
It was a good documentary, though. I really liked it.
Hey, I got through it, no problem. Sometimes I fall asleep when I'm watching TV late at night, but I got through that one, no problem.
Yeah, it was good.
I thought it was good, too. Jessica Benson's up next.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Each challenge is unique, so each game plan is customized to identify opportunity and the path to victory. It's true in basketball, it's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle with personalized planning and advice. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by May 30th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
I saw a still photo this morning. Look at this still photo of Wembanyama catching this ball.
Come on, bro. Come on, dog. That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's so unfair.
It's a 2K creative player, bro.
I texted y'all that last night. I was like, that crap is so unfair.
Bro, he's the dude, Vernon. I told you, he's the dude where you put him on the game, you can't use him, bro.
Look where his hands are.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Parrish Show presented by Ortho South inside the Built Ford Tough Studio. And on Fridays in the second segment, joined by Jessica Benson. She's the host of the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Weekdays, 8 a.m., Grind City Media. She's here right now. Hey, how are you?
Hey, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. You got all your festivals out of your system?
Yeah, I'm festivaled out.
You festivaled out?
I think Italian Fest is next weekend, though, so I could... You know, someone has a tent. I could.
Hey, did we hang out at Italian Fest last year?
I'm gonna miss it. It's one of my favorites every year. As the mayor of East Memphis, it pains me that I'm missing Italian Fest this year.
Gary and I will be back.
I'll go back.
You want to go back to Italian Fest?
Yes.
I've actually got some stuff going on.
What do you mean you got stuff going on?
I got. Is that next weekend? Wait, what? Now I'm confused.
Yeah, next Thursday, Friday. Next Thursday, Friday.
I'm empty. Let's go.
Okay, let's go to the Italian Fest.
Be back.
Okay, I'm going to Italian Fest.
Amazing. So no, I am not festivaled out. My festivals have not been out of my system.
Okay.
Although God, I need a break.
Okay, I'm ready to. I'm gonna festival it up a little bit.
Give me a week off and I can be back.
Give me a few days. Well, let's get this rain out of the way. My God, is it ever going to stop raining?
Gloomy. No.
I guess
this
not.
is all we have
I think
now.
the answer is no.
It's supposed to rain our
forever.
entire vacation. I looked at the forecast. Yeah,
No.
I know. It's fine.
I've done those before. I've done entire vacations in
So have I.
rain, like total rain.
And you spend the whole time convincing yourself, or at least if you're me, you're like, this is fine. I think it's cool to see this place in the rain. In fact, I would rather it be raining because it makes me have to do X, Y, and Z instead of this. And I have to really challenge myself to see other parts of this. No, it stinks.
No,
you want blue skies and sunshine.
I disagree with both of you. I like it.
See, okay,
well, I think it depends on what the trip is. Like, if I'm being completely honest, when we're at the beach and it starts raining, that's not the worst for me because
That's insane. That's the main place you do not want the rain.
I know, but I don't like being on the beach. I go to the beach because I know that's what you're supposed to do. But I don't.
Overrated.
I don't actually enjoy
the beach. Is so overrated.
I agree.
Oh my God, you guys have not been to the right
Give me a
beaches.
lake. Give me a river.
Beaches.
Give me a lake.
I've been to
Give me a
all the
river.
beaches.
Beaches are incredible.
I get bored. I don't know what to do. What are you supposed to do on the beach?
What was it? Zach Brown Band?
I'm supposed to listen to the Zach Brown
Toes in the
Band?
water, ass in the sand, cold beer in my hand.
I don't
Life
want
is good
sand
again.
on my ass. I don't want sand in my ass.
But then you can just wash it off. Oh my God, the shower you take after being at the beach all day is like, you love showers.
I
You
love
take
showers.
100 showers. If you sit at the beach,
I would rather just take a shower than be on the beach.
SPF, we're trying to protect ourselves.
If you said right now, GP, you can either take a shower or go to the beach, I'd be like, I'm just jumping in the shower. Give me some Pert Plus.
I love the shower after you've been out. Like, if you're on a vacation in a tropical place and you've been out all day, if the beach, if you like it, you can be a pool person. I don't care. But you like have the sunscreen, you've had a little beverage, you're a little tipsy, but like not too far, but you're tired,
I'm too far.
You're sun
I'm trying
drunk,
to get too far.
You're sun drunk, and you go back to your room, and you take that shower to get ready for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, that period where you're like, you're glistening a little. You've got a little tan going.
like the
You've been in the
glisten.
sun all day, and then you go have that dinner, and everyone's a little sunburnt at the table. That's
all that's great. I just don't need the
days.
sand. Oh, that's great. I could take I could enjoy that same shower minus the sand.
I love all bodies of water, so I don't mind. Like, I like a beach, I like a lake, I like a river. I like a pond.
I'll look at a pond.
That's fine.
I like to look at bodies of water.
Yeah, me too.
I don't need to be in them. I like to look at them, but I don't need to be in them.
I like to be close enough that I can dip my toes in them, but I don't need to go all the way in.
Yeah, I don't.
But I love a beach where you do feel like you can go in, but I'm very particular about what waters I will swim in because I'm scared of sharks.
I loved Santorini because it was built for this. You're just on cliffs, and so it's like you can see it's beautiful, but you don't have to. There's no real way to like go experience it.
Yeah, you go on the boat. That's how we ended up in the water.
Yeah, I think we did that too. But like the idea of like there's no the only thing you can do at this resort is lay here and look at it. It's not like, hey, you want to walk down there? You don't walk down there.
Yeah.
You'd have to jump down there.
Yeah.
And so nobody is asking you if you want to walk down there. So you just sit there and look at the beauty. I love that place. I love that place.
Santorini's gorgeous.
Santorini's the best.
One of, honestly, I'm fortunate enough to go to a lot of places that I love. Like, I'm not sitting here saying Santorini is my favorite place that I've ever been.
It is the
but, like,
most
the
beautiful
most
place
visually
I've ever-
stunning place that I have ever
been.
seen,
Yes.
and probably ever will. Like, the combination of the shades of blue. I remember just trying to describe the difference between the blue sky and the blue water and trying to capture what those blues are and just coming up with no words because they're shades that I've never seen. And then having that like speckled with the white architecture along the cliffs
It
is
doesn't
just
look
so
real.
picturesque. It's insane.
Like it doesn't look real.
Yeah.
It looks like you're looking at a picture.
Yes.
It's that beautiful.
Yes.
It is the most beautiful place I've ever been.
Yeah.
It is what I tend to like to go places I've never been, and then I'm like, I've been there.
Yeah.
I did that.
Same.
Let's move on. Let's go do something else. And that's a place I would 100% go
Yes.
back. I mean, it takes a minute to get there. It's far.
That's how I feel about Lake Como too. Just like those places that just stun you. Or Iceland. Iceland's so beautiful, but Santorini's specific.
Santorini.
I think
so.
Santorini.
So I don't mind the rain if I'm at the beach because it forces me off of the
But
beach.
wouldn't you have been pissed off if it rained in Santorini?
Yes, I guess so.
Yeah.
But that didn't. Yes. Here's the one where I was like, all right, this actually sucks. There's nothing good about this. We went to Scottsdale for like a weekend to play golf.
Yeah.
And it rained it never wasn't raining. Like the golf course was closed every day we were there. Couldn't even get, and that was like The whole point of not the whole point, but a big part of this was to go do that thing.
We've had a couple trips
and the
to
rain
New York
prevents you from doing that thing.
Like
that.
rain
in New York's terrible.
And we're big walkers.
Yeah,
and so when we go to New York, the whole purpose is to just walk all over the city. And if it rains, which is different than when it snows, you can walk through snow in New York. Everyone just complains about how cold it is, but like the snow is manageable. The ice is scary.
It's tough, yeah.
But the rain, when you're in those summer rainstorms, whatever they are,
that's not fun.
No, it's miserable.
That's not fun. Okay, listen. I was trying to do a proper sports show. I came in here
and Bennett derailed it.
He took control of the egg block.
I was just obsessed with that. It was on my brain.
I'm trying to do a proper
Not to be confused with worst best picture of all time. Crash.
I was trying to do a proper sports show. I came in here with some Josh Hart stats and some Knicks numbers and
Who cares?
And Bennett was like, "All right, hey, listen, all right, congrats to the Knicks. It's Spurs Thunder tonight, whatever." He's like, "Can I just talk about Crash?" I said, "Okay, Bennett. I like Bennett taking control, being a little aggressive with it." Bennett's like, "Hey, if you don't mind, I'd like to just talk about what I want to talk about."
I mean, blame it on Donovan Mitchell, dude. Play better.
Play better.
We'll talk about you.
Play better. We'll talk about you. So Bennett was like, Bennett was like, "Hey, that's enough out of you for a minute. Can we talk about Crash?" And I said, "Okay, Bennett, I'd like you taking control." And then we ended up in a Crash conversation. You've seen Crash.
I have. Crash and Crash.
That young woman, is this fair to say? She cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
She says she's not a monster.
Oh, she has monster characteristics. She strikes me as a monster. Yeah. If my son were dating her, I would say, "I can see how you ended up in the room with her, buddy, but it's time to get out of that room. I can see what led you down this path.
Yeah.
But it's time to get out the room." She is banana.
You know, the one thing about it that annoyed me was that the prosecution kept like trying to find out if they were all on psychedelic mushrooms leading up to the crash. And I'm like, bro, okay, they would not even be wanting to drive a vehicle in the first place. Like, I don't think that would cause her to have some kind of mass psychosis.
No, she'd just be curled up on the couch.
Right. The only thing I thought.
If they were on mushrooms, they'd be like this on the couch.
Yes.
Right. Or even like if they did some LSD or any sort of psychedelic that had a really, really bad trip. Because I was like trying to rationalize. I was like, well, maybe they thought they were being chased by something. And it was like, well, the only way we can get through this is if we go through the magical rainbow in front of us. But the magical rainbow is actually a giant brick wall at 100 miles per hour.
Oh, it's tough.
No, I think so. This is
a tough miscalculation.
This is my theory, and I talked about this on my show yesterday. I think she's crazy from a standpoint of not even clinically, mentally challenged. Like, I just think she's one of these crazy people who has gotten so sucked into what it is like to live online, and she does her whole life online. I think she went into that thinking that they would live and it would be a story, and she would get clicks off of it, and they'd all come back. This is me recklessly speculating. I don't know. She could have thought that she would survive, and the others died. I don't think she wanted to die because I think she's self-obsessed and is very committed to how she's perceived online and what she's able to capitalize with that perception online. And so I envision this girl who is dumb as rocks and thinks, yeah, I can crash. I can go 100 miles per hour into a brick wall because none of this is real. What's the worst that happens? We break our legs, we break our arms, we'll get some sympathy, and then we'll bounce back, and I'll keep fighting with this boyfriend of mine. And obviously, it's the biggest tragedy is 2 people died.
Sure.
The friend who was along for the ride. I'm like, my God, man. Like, wrong place, wrong time. Couldn't you, if she wanted to kill her boyfriend, it's just in a world where this is premeditated. She knew what she was doing the second they got in that car. She's like, I'm killing my boyfriend this morning. He pissed me off one last time. This is over. He's going to be without a seatbelt. I know he never wears a seatbelt. I'm going to strap in, run into this wall. I hope my seatbelt saves me, but he's gone. Couldn't you have just made sure that the other kid didn't get in the car?
See, this is among the reasons I think it's much simpler. Crazy person goes crazy, doesn't put much thought into it at all. Just like I'm in a fight with my boyfriend, I am upset. You don't want to be with me. You want to break up with me. You think you're better off with me. I'll kill us all. Boom. Just that quick. It takes 3 seconds for that to pop into your crazy little head. It's like that happens to people all the time.
Yeah.
People do stupid stuff like that all the time.
I think it's so, what's so sad is that family, both families of the 2 victims will likely never get answers because people like this and her parents trying to prove her innocence and refusing to look at this from our daughter messed up big.
We could figure out a way to...
Our daughter messed up big. No, we're going to actively continue to pretend like this is something that it wasn't, and it was an accident, and she blacked out, and she had When they said she has POTS.
Yeah, I was like, get out of here with this.
I know people with POTS. I was pissed off for the POTS community that you would throw that out because POTS is a devastating disease that people have to go through, and there's so much that's unknown with it. But you want to know what is pretty known with it? It's not going to cause you to run 100 miles per hour into a brick wall. POTS isn't doing that for you. But for them not to get the answers, I just watched this movie on Netflix. Bennett, I think you would enjoy it.
Okay.
It's called. Oh my God! Hold on. I don't want to get it wrong. Beautiful Creatures. It's based on a book. Remarkably Bright Creatures.
Okay.
Based on a book. It's about a older woman played by Sally Fields who works in a aquarium in a small town and is dealing with like loss of her own. And there's a young character who comes into it and they learn from each other and they work in this aquarium. And there's this octopus who is teaching them stories. It sounds so stupid. The octopus talks. The movie's going to start. If you watch it, you're going to be like, what the hell did Jessica Benson recommend? Because this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It's got Bill Pullman's son.
Absolute waterworks by the end of it. Beautiful story. But this mom, one of the pieces of it is she has to grapple with her son dies, and there are questions around the circumstances around his death. And at some point, she gets some clarity, and just seeing how that changes her life, and just knowing how it ended, having some closure. These families are never going to get that closure because this girl will not stop, and her family won't stop. And that's so it's like one more level of grief on top of an already impossibly difficult situation.
The not the boyfriend, but the other kid, his parents, I mean, that just breaks my heart.
Well, and you don't hear from the mom, not because she doesn't care, but I think it's a testament that like she can't speak about it as much.
You watch them watch the footage in the courtroom, just seeing that, your son's final moments.
Yes.
And then I thought this was interesting too, like, by all accounts, this was a solid young man who was on a certain path.
Yeah.
And then he, like a star football player, or at least a reputable football player. And then he got hurt and football was taken away. And next thing you know, you're in different rooms, hanging with different people. And the dad even said at some point, like, I told my son, like, it's your worst fear as a parent.
You are your friends.
You are your friends.
I was like, that's just so.
It's true.
God, well, I remember the line he said. It was really good.
Yeah. It was some iteration of like, you are the company.
Show me your friends, and I'll show you who you're gonna be.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah,
and like that is very true.
Yes.
That is like I can, even when I was younger, running around, I'd hear every once in a while like, oh yeah, I bumped into so and so and so and so, and I was like, oh, they're hanging out now. And I could always figure out, like, oh, that's a drug thing. Or, like, whatever.
Yes.
You could always, like...
You knew.
Yeah, cool. Oh, so they're hanging out now. Well, what is the only thing they could possibly have in common? Like, it's that thing. And so, yeah. How about this? Like, I was young once. I made poor decisions sometimes. Most of the poor decisions I made, like, when I was around certain people, I was, I was less likely to get in trouble. And I was around the different group of people, and you'd look around and be like, man, I don't know if I'm supposed to be in this car right now. Yeah. Like, our oldest.
We've all been in a car at some point, and I won't say we all, but I know for me and my friends, we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Like that one car ride that you're in, where you have a like visceral memory.
Yeah.
I should not have been in that car, and I am lucky that I am not a story that went a different direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I got too many of those stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all you want as a parent is for your children not to have too many of those stories. Yeah. But you don't have, ultimately it's.
But based on the phone records of that group of friends, my God, they had a lot of stories.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that's so wild these days with documentaries is just how much footage you have. You have endless videos, you have endless photos. And now you even throw on like, the idea that I can finish watching this documentary and it triggers in my head, oh, I was scrolling through TikTok the other day and I saw some woman pop up that said, I was in prison with Mackenzie Shirella. Here's my story. And I didn't watch it at the time because I didn't know who Mackenzie Shirella was. And I was like, Chris, let me go back and find this. And next thing I know, we're eating dinner and we have our phone popped up and we're watching a 10-minute explanation from this woman who was in prison with Mackenzie Shirella. She's telling her story. Now we're like, why is this woman in prison? We go to her page. Of course, she's got the whole story. So then we're learning about this woman who basically went on a drug run from Tennessee to Detroit and ended up in a high-speed car chase with police officers and became like a threat to the community is what they said. And there was a warrant for her arrest and all this stuff. But I just found myself realizing I should not know who any of these people are.
Right, yeah.
Like the Mackenzie Shirilla case, sure, but back in the day would have had a People magazine article probably. That's how I think of things. Like, would this have made People magazine? And that's how I consumed true crime.
We definitely know more stuff we shouldn't know than ever before.
And they don't matter to my life. They shouldn't matter to any of our lives. There are people who are waking up today and are like, I'm back on the Mackenzie Shirilla case.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove she's innocent, or I'm going to prove, and I'm going to try to make a buck off of my own social media to try to capitalize on this documentary that's popular. That's gross.
No, we have a whole country focused on that, not focused on
everything
else.
Everything
else. I mean, this is the trick.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with Christopher Nolan. I'll get you out of here. Bennett's favorite director, I assume. You love Christopher Nolan, right?
Yeah, I do like him.
I saw an interview with him.
Who doesn't?
And one of the points he made, did you see this? Because it's gone viral.
I'm ready for the Odyssey.
You've probably seen this. You seen this?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
And he was like, he does not use email. He does not have a smartphone. And he just, it's like.
But I have a different take. I have a criticism on this.
Okay, go first.
I hate when people of Christopher Nolan's status say things like that.
Why?
Because Christopher Nolan has great privilege as a multi-millionaire who has all of the creative control in the world. If Christopher Nolan wants to make a movie, Christopher Nolan gets to make a movie.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need email. His assistant handles his email. He doesn't need social media to promote his artistic ventures. He has the capital and he has other people to do the heavy lifting for him to get it past the finish line. And he has the name that's going to lift it past.
Sure.
So he gets to escape. The richest and most powerful people, and I think this is from a larger conversation, like even with, I'm so sorry, I've talked way too much about AI on my show this week, so for the crossovers, my apologies. But I think we're going to get to a point where like privilege is being offline. Privilege is like going to school and reading books. And the rest of us are just going to be slop factory workers on the internet for the rest of our lives, and we can't get off of it.
Okay. I hear you. I think there's a lot of truth to that. Obviously, Christopher Nolan, for all the reasons you stated, is better equipped to be offline than, say, you or me. Gotcha. But we could all do better.
Yes.
We don't all have to do this shit that we do.
Correct.
There's
self-regulation that you can have with your time on the internet.
We could all do better. And that was, the interviewer sort of said, do you feel like you've gained something from detaching from the world? And he's like, I haven't detached from the world. I never went there. Like all of you went there. Like here, hold this.
We're addicts.
Here, hold this, and everything you ever want to know is going to be right here in your phone. And all of you grabbed it, and I just didn't grab it. And so I am living the way I'm living in 2026 the way I lived in 1985. And I get that we all couldn't do that. You're exactly right. But we could all do better. And sometimes I do have these moments where I'm like, I will post about a vacation or something, but I'm not posting my daily life. Like every time I go play golf, I'm not posting about it. Every time I do stuff, I don't post about it. But some people, some people do. Some people like live their lives online. Like they can't go to dinner without
doing
something.
Yeah.
And I do have this moment where I'm like, there is no way the woman who lives down the street has a more interesting life than Leonardo DiCaprio. But I don't see Leonardo DiCaprio compelled to show us everything he's doing every day. Perhaps he has his own reasons. But
so I think there's a weird...
what happened here? What happened here where people have you've worked yourself to a place where you I don't know. I just think it's a weird dynamic.
I don't want to speak for people of like Leonardo DiCaprio's nature because I know, there's studies that no matter how much money, no matter how much fame, no matter how much you have, you always want more. So I'm not trying to say like he feels secure in who he is and thus doesn't feel the need. And when you're a celebrity like that, you actually, have the need to have privacy because otherwise people are insane because everybody knows you. But I've witnessed so many people, and it's a lot of women. I'm not saying men don't do it either, but this like chase to be a content creator, and there's money. It's almost become a new MLM, like a I forget what MLM stands for, but like a marketing scheme,
Yep.
like a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, essentially. Like back when I was a kid, women would hold like Tupperware parties and candle parties, and it's these women who are told, hey, you can make a lot of money. You're a stay-at-home mom. You're stuck at home. You can make all this money if you sell this product. Then you get loaded up with all this product. You can never sell it, and you're trapped. And very few people are actually making money. Or like Mary Kay is the famous example. And if you made it to the top, you were getting these elaborate vacations and cars, and you could achieve real wealth if you just sold this product.
Sure.
That's the internet now. I watch women I know who are selling me their Amazon products.
Yeah.
I don't want your Amazon products, but they're living on the dream that they can become the person they know who does sell their Amazon products.
Right.
I have a girl I went to high school with. She put out her financials. She makes close to $3 million a year in brand deals.
Right.
That's insane for someone who just came from a small town in Colorado, built it up exclusively on the internet. But what people don't understand is how hard that is, the luck involved, the algorithmic luck involved. And then it gets to an actual business. So she's not just posting for fun. She has a manager. She has a brand manager. She has a manager for TikTok, for YouTube, for Instagram, for Facebook, for everything. It's so much harder than you think, but you see it. And because it's on this that you're holding every day, you're like, well, if I just post every day, I can do this. It's crazy. I've gotten like a small taste. I understand. Like once I was able to start monetizing on Twitter or on TikTok and Instagram, there's this constant bug in the back of your head where it's like, well, if I post, I can make money.
Right.
If I posted right now, there's a chance that video cycles into the algorithm and gets enough views and enough clicks that I could make $100 in an hour.
You know what it reminds me of? As you're talking through it, this is what popped into my head. When there was a poker boom, when Texas Hold'em and the World Series of Poker went to ESPN and they had card cameras for the first time. And a guy named Chris Moneymaker, who I think lives in the area, won it. And suddenly you had this fairy tale story. Normal guy, normal life, learned to play poker, wasn't considered one of the best, but now he's a celebrity millionaire on television. And like you can look all this up. Suddenly people started buying Doyle Brunson's poker book and studying and playing online because it was like, all right, I'm not a singer and I'm not a dancer and I'm not an actor, but I can play cards.
Yeah.
And if I get good enough at playing cards, then maybe I could be famous and rich and
maybe I could make money
and be on TV and all of those things. And it feels like that story made poker seem like a possible pathway to all the things you dream about.
You think about the gamers now, or the streamers.
Same thing. Yeah. Same thing.
And it's like, oh, I could stream.
Why can't I be Jake Paul, or why can't I be Speed, or why can't I? And you got a whole generation of young people like, why is it them instead of me?
Yes.
I am also very aware as I look at these types of things a little with confusion, like what is happening out there? I also recognize I'm certain when I was 20, there were 50-year-olds really confused about what 20-year-olds were doing then, and that's like just sort of the cycle of life. So I don't need to understand everything, but I do notice it. I notice it.
It feels different, and I'm sure every generation has said that.
Of course.
But it feels different now. It's different with this one.
Yeah.
But I do think from the younger people now, the issue becomes like their entire life has been molded by chronic onlineness, and so the escape valve doesn't really exist for them. They don't even know a life without it. Right. So to ask them to give up this screen time, social media, following streamers, shooting for your own success on a platform, it's all they've known. You're like asking them to learn a new language later in life. Now the problem is because they haven't had as much, attention to real life relationships. Like they really struggle with those. And that's a scary place because if they can't talk to people, we have to interact with that generation, then they're going to be the parents of the next generation. And eventually, can any of us talk at all? These are the things that keep me up at night.
Oh, well, I mean, I see it.
Yeah.
Like if you were to, like my little guy, like my kids both have pretty good, my young guys, they have pretty good friend circles, but sometimes I see in ways that are foreign to what it was like when I was growing up. They really are totally cool by themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't need 4 friends to come over.
But they need friends. I mean, just from the what we are as humans and community and how we help one another and how we self-police or police your friends. I don't mean in a be a cop kind of way, but just in a, hey, that was weird.
Well,
hey, you said that. That was really weird.
You see all these stories. There's these recent studies, drinking among young people is way down, dramatically
worrisome.
Down. But on a surface level, you're like, well, that's great. Young people aren't drinking. But then you start digging in, and it's like,
why?
Why? And some of that is a lack of just socializing.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get together.
Which is good. If you're home by yourself, you shouldn't be drinking. So I'm glad that they're not just self-drinking in the basement. That would be concerning.
But young people, you have more relationships on your phone, in your phone, than you have in real life.
Yeah.
So then you cut down on the, hey, let's go grab a beer. Next thing you know, nobody's grabbing beers. Next thing you know, the bars are empty. Yeah. We went to Flight the other night and we walked past the Saucer. It was Monday night. It was pint night, or at least it used to be.
Yeah.
There's nobody in there. And I guess that's just, I'm sure people were just somewhere else.
So I'll counter that. I was thrilled. I went out to a coffee shop in Germantown called JoJo's Espresso. Mm-hmm. One of our coworkers had a breakfast bowl from JoJo's the other morning. It smelled so good. I said, "Where'd you get that?" She said, "JoJo's."
So you went?
I had a hair appointment yesterday. I was like, "I'm going to JoJo's."
Sure.
Walked in there, middle of the afternoon, packed. Coffee shop, just people at tables.
Yeah.
And it thrilled me.
Yes.
One, because I love when local businesses look like they're doing well.
Right.
And this had, 20 to 30 people in a coffee shop in the middle of the afternoon. But some were working on their laptops and others were just having conversations. And I was optimistic in that moment. And it's not going to be like a clean break. This is a cycle. And maybe we can fight against it. I don't know if we can. The whole AI-ification and technology, I'm all for efficiency. I love the wheel of progress. I'm not sitting here trying to tell people, don't do this. We're past the point of no return. That would be kind of a futile effort. But if you spend the rest of your days trying to be as efficient as possible, at some point efficiency looks like, well, it would take too much effort to go down to pint night. Mm-hmm. It'd take too much effort to reach out to my friend and get our schedules to match up. How many times have we in our lives joked, especially as adults, God, I have to put something on my calendar. And I know, especially once you have kids, it's it better be on my calendar 3 weeks in advance or we're not going to ever do it.
Right.
But if you get to over efficiency, well, that seems silly to be planning 3 months ahead for this one beer at this one bar. And what's the real value in that? I'm just going to stay home and get something done and go from there. Yeah. And that makes me sad.
Yeah. Feels like we're gaining something, but we're losing something.
And to take it back to Michaela, I think she was lost online. I think she was lost in the sauce of being an online star. And her friend, Rosie has 1.5 million followers on YouTube. Know. She's a fitness. Of course, you're like me. You deep dive. Next thing I know, I'm watching Rosie YouTube videos.
The confessional, or was she the one that was defending her in the?
Yeah, she says, "No way, she would do this.
Okay.
There's no way." I'm like, well.
And she didn't talk, but now she swears that she answered all questions leading up to the trial.
Yeah.
She has all her comments off on social media. It's got to be hard. I am not.
Go ahead.
Sympathizing with this character because I watched it. I said, I really don't like this girl's parents, and I really don't like this girl's perceived best friend. That's her economy is her online platform, be it YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. And she is in a place where she is getting so much deserved pushback that she had to turn off her comments. Comments are engagement. Engagement is dollars. What does someone like Rosie do now where you just hope that you can wait out the tidal wave of controversy, but also utilize the controversy? Because then it's disgusting. It's a sick game.
I got an idea what Rosie should have done. Maybe, shut the and don't defend a murderer.
Okay, I agree. I think that I try not to generalize that generation because I hate when I say it. It makes me feel like I'm 100 years old. That generation, those kids, the youths, that generation can't shut up.
Yeah.
Because, again, they have been trained to say everything and anything. I couldn't take a picture with a Solo cup because I had teachers who told me if I was in a MySpace photo with a Solo cup, I wouldn't get into college. And then in college, it was if you have a picture with a tequila shot. I have a photo holding a tequila shot that has a giant like fire emoji over it because I guess I thought that would keep the employers out of thinking, God, that's probably a shot of Diet Coke. Like, what is she doing here? But now these kids have no filter. They don't care. There was a girl who just went viral on TikTok. She did like something so dumb, like a 50-day drinking challenge. So she was going to drink every day. She was going on like a bender at the end of her college career, and she documented it.
Bennett's on one right now. Bennett's doing it right now.
She documented it. And she's like, look at me, I'm drinking again today. Look at me, I'm drinking again today. And I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, this is what you're going to be known as the drinking challenge. That said, my house I was in college, I remember like the last semester, we had a calendar. How many days can we drink our last semester of college? You want to know what we did? We kept that shit private.
Yes.
That's a private thing to do with your friends, not something that you try to like make your brand.
Yeah.
These people don't shut up.
Yeah.
They say everything.
Yeah. If I were a business owner and my entire business model relied on people engaging with me in a positive way, I would try to probably not publicly stand by murderers.
I think she probably thought of it as it goes back to the oldest cliche in the book, like no publicity is bad publicity, or any, what's the phrase?
How about this? How about this one?
You know what I'm saying, though.
She was all press is good press.
Yeah, all press is good press.
Here's what I would advise her to say. If you want to capitalize on your role in this story, here's the way you do it. You say, man, these are all my friends. And I was best friends with this young woman. And yeah, it was a volatile relationship like young relationships sometimes are. And I tell you, I couldn't ever imagine her doing something like this. But, oh, my God, it's just a tragedy.
Period, end.
Period, end.
But they don't stop.
Oh, dude, you don't think Mackenzie was so stoked that the Netflix cameras were coming to prison to film her?
Yes.
She looked happy as could be.
Dude, I guarantee you that because you saw she like looked off to the side and her lawyer was there in the room. She's like, "Can I say if I said too much?" Blah. You know that like her representation was like, "Please don't do this. Like you do not need to talk to Netflix. Please don't do this."
I wonder if you told this young woman, "All right, here are your options. We could undo all this, but you live a totally anonymous life. You're never online again. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody ever looks at a picture of you again. You're just a person. No online profile. You're not famous. You're nothing. That's your life." Or Netflix is coming to prison to see you. Which one?
You'll serve 15 years in jail, but Netflix is going to bring cameras to jail.
And Netflix is coming to you.
Let me add. And you killed your boyfriend and friend. Because a normal person has guilt. A normal person has a conscience. Mm-hmm. And I think she would take the Netflix, I killed 2 people, and Netflix is coming to interview me in prison.
I bet she doesn't.
And maybe I'm leaning too much on the TikTok I watched of someone who was in prison with her in Ohio who said, like, she runs that stuff. Like, she leaned into knowing that she is one of the long-termers, because the people in prison are separated by those there for a short time and there was there for a long time. Just here for a good time, or are you here for a long time? And like the workings of relationships and popularity, her hair, the difference in how she presents herself, her voice is different. If you listen to her prison voice versus the voice that she was on social media, it's way different. Like, she has a prison girlfriend. She's, she has a life there. She said she doesn't want for anything. Her parents send her, all the latest makeup that she asks for. Because if you spend enough money in prison, I guess, I don't really know the inner workings of how you get that stuff in there. But
well, I hope you never have to find out.
God, I hope not. I would take life of anonymity in a heartbeat. I don't think I'm built for prison. I think I would wilt so quickly.
Yeah, I don't think I got time for prison. I don't think that'd be good for me.
I really like a comfortable bed.
Yeah, I like my bed.
Like a functioning toilet.
Yeah, I like toilets and beds and showers. And
private bathrooms.
I just like privacy, all that stuff.
Privacy.
I'm going to do my best to stay out of prison.
That's my goal.
You should do the same.
Good.
Bennett, I ain't so sure about.
I'll try my best.
But just do your best.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
we'd be here for you.
Just do your best.
I'd be in the documentary saying, I believe Bennett.
He's a good guy.
He was a good guy. Did you see that beard?
I'd have been like,
I always knew.
I'd have been like, I didn't think so, but the beard was the beard.
Could you imagine if our Algeria Strong text thread got released on a Netflix documentary?
Please, no. I don't want that.
Would the Algeria Strong text, would it bring us down?
I don't think it would bring us down, but I think people would be very confused as to what there would be questions as to why our text is what it is, and it would force like just a weird, like I feel like the documentary would have to have a little side note of this is why this is named what it is.
But can we just say
no, you say this every time. There has been no new evidence to support anything else other than our original stance.
Okay.
Have you seen it? Did I miss?
I lost track, man. Once they closed the strait, I lost track.
Yeah.
Once they
closed the strait.
Once the Strait of Hormuz got closed, I lost track.
It's open now.
It took a lot of.
It's open now?
I mean,
no, it's not.
Isn't it kind of open?
No.
Some people get to go through it.
Okay, Bennett.
Oh,
I take it back.
I know what channel you've been watching. Bennett's over there thinking the strait's open like an idiot.
Bennett boycotted Colbert last night.
Bennett's over there thinking the strait's open like an idiot. They're taking $1.8 billion of your dollars, Bennett. You think the strait's open? Damn it. You dummy. What a dummy.
I think specifically it's like less open. I think it's like less close to being open.
I thought we were opening the straight back.
Bro, you got a better shot at going to local on Main Street than you got at getting through that straight right now.
I mean, I'm about to take a road trip. I think I was just having some hopium.
No, bro, that road trip.
It does change. We're doing a road trip too, and I was like, oh, shoot.
Can we open that straight?
No, buddy.
How fast between the straight opening and the gas prices going down? How long does that take?
I think based on the people I've been listening to, a long time. We're now back-ended out.
Yeah,
I just want to pay for some normal, like, produce.
Well, elections have consequences. That's what people told me. Elections have consequences. That's what all y'all wanted to tell me. So, good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck. Bennett. Yeah, I thought, isn't the straight kind of open?
Just get that gas down to like $2.90.
Oh, you'll never see that again. You'll never see that again. That's over. You'll never see that again.
$2.90.
You'll never see that at $2.90.
If I ever see a 3 again, I'll be like,
that's the thing. And then the gas station that I drive past, like is the only gas station I go to because it says $3.99 instead of $4.
Makes a big difference.
Hey. Yep. Hey, you know what? At least there's probably going to be a good documentary coming out on Netflix again soon. So we'll have,
we rush them out now too.
Oh,
we don't even wait.
I can't wait.
No.
I can't wait for the next one.
We don't wait too long.
All right, I assume you got some dog walking to do.
Yeah, but this is perfect because now I can go straight there.
All right,
I don't have to waste any time.
All right, well, you're welcome for me providing you a perfect
Friday.
Yeah, but it's a little too wet outside. I wouldn't want to be standing out there anyway. You know what? I'll get my own food today. Okay. All right, I'm going to see you later.
I'll see you then.
And by later, I mean...
next week at Italian Fest.
Yeah. Hey, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Friday?
Right. Oh, I'll see you here first so we can like coordinate.
Okay, I'll see you. I'll see you next Friday here.
Because I won't see you next Monday.
Won't see you next Monday. It's Memorial Day. Won't see you on Monday. Won't see you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Probably not.
But I'll see you Friday.
Okay.
And then we'll coordinate Italian Fest for next Friday.
Cool.
All right, sounds good. We got plans. Put it in the calendar. Put it in the text.
Ready break.
All right. That's Jessica Benson. She'll be back in studio Tuesday, right after Memorial Day. When we come back, turn our attention to the University of Memphis, where Jonah Dillon had an interesting report in the commercial appeal about how much money the athletic department, got from the American Conference. I'll tell you what the number is and how it relates to other conferences. We'll do that next. Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person who will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's a person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to give you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let other fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org.
I saw a still photo this morning. Look at this still photo of Wembanyama catching this ball.
Come on, bro. Come on, dog. That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's so unfair.
It's a 2K created player, bro.
I texted you all that last night. I was like, that crap is so unfair.
Bro, he's the dude, Vernon. I told you, he's the dude where you put him on the game, you can't use him, bro.
Look where his hands are.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Interesting story. Commercialappeal.com from Jonah Dillon, who, of course, covers the University of Memphis. He details, after he secured tax documents from the American Conference, that Memphis in the year 2025 received a payout of $12 million. It actually ranked 3rd in the AAC. As Jonah details in the story, the American doesn't explain how they determine their payouts, but a year earlier, Memphis got a larger payout than any group of 5 school in the entire country. And in 2025, it actually ranked 3rd in the American at $12 million. Just for some comparative purposes, do you know how much an SEC school got? Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Texas. You know how much a SEC school got in the same year for the same reasons? Hey, you're a member of the American, Memphis. Here's $12 million. Thank you for being a member of the American. Hey, Ole Miss, you're a member of the SEC. Instead of $12 million, you get this.
40.
Go up.
50. 70. 80.
71.
Wow.
71 million. So if you want to know why these gaps keep growing, it starts right there. Just by being an SEC school, you get $71 million. At Memphis, because 100 years ago, somebody decided that's an SEC school and you're not, it's 12.
Damn them.
How about this? In the Big Ten, do you know what the biggest Big Ten brands got? Like, it ranges in the Big Ten. They have a tier system, a little bit like the American appears to have. So it ranges between here and there, but like, let's just call Ohio State the biggest, because it probably got the top payout based on all things we know. You know what that number is?
82.
90.
Jeez.
90. In the Big Ten, it ranges from about 70 to about 90. And at the SEC, it's like 71 for like long-term members. And again, at Memphis, it's 12. And so this is why it's just hard to keep up. Like, football has always been what it is. Like, I don't think there's ever been a day in my life where you could reasonably wake up and be like, maybe Memphis will have the best football team in the country this year. Like, it just, that's just not something. But you could say that in basketball. I mean, you could maybe say it in 1973, up until they ran into UCLA. You could maybe say it in 85. 2008. There's various times in my life and yours where you could say, you know what? Memphis might have the best basketball team in the country right now. And you cannot say that's impossible to even dream about right now because of these numbers and how wide the gap has gotten. We'll get to some stories about how much rosters are costing these days, but the price has gone way up. And if you are outside of the traditional power structure, you can't keep up. $12 million is what you get for being in the American. 71 is what you get for being in the SEC.
Yeah, the ECU thing was interesting. I wonder if that has anything to do with I know they do well with attendance. ECU does, like in football. I wonder if that maybe has anything to do with it.
Well, obviously Tulane going to the college football playoff will impact them positively in the next payouts. And Jonah did make the point, I thought this was interesting. If you look at the breakdown, Dr. Ed Scott, the Memphis athletic director, had publicly stated previously that Memphis got nothing extra for not going to the new Pac-12. In other words, there are some schools like, I think UNLV, when it was approached about the new Pac-12, decided to stay in the Mountain West.
Because the Mountain West was like, we're going to give you all this money.
We'll give you this, we'll give you this, we'll sweeten the pot a little bit. And Dr. Scott had said, we did not get anything extra to stay in the American. And based on the documents Jonah got, it appears nobody of all the other schools that were also approached by the new Pac-12, none of them got extra money.
Interesting.
To stay behind. And I saw some online chatter like, well, why didn't Memphis or any of these other schools use that as leverage? Like, hey, if you don't give us, a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that or something, then we'll leave. And I think the answer to that's obvious. You can only use leverage if you're really willing to use it. It doesn't do any good to tell the American,
we might leave,
if you're not willing to do it.
Yeah.
Like before you start having those conversations, I guess not. I mean, you can bluff and then let them call your bluff and then you just,
Yeah.
But if you're going to say things like, we need A, B, and C or else we're leaving, then you got to be willing to leave when they don't give you A, B, and C. I mean, just had a conversation with a friend who works in our industry a couple weeks ago. And I was sort of telling him the same thing. Like classic story, likes his job but doesn't feel appreciated, doesn't feel like he's getting the opportunities he deserves or wants, and is now trying to figure out how to have those conversations with his bosses. And I said, the one way you get people to move is tell them you're leaving if they don't. But you got to be willing to leave. Are you willing to really just walk away? Because that's what you got to be willing to do. If you're going to say, if you don't do this, I'm going, when they don't do that, you got to be willing to go. Otherwise, you can never have that conversation again because they'll just call you bluff every time. So Memphis clearly, for a lot of different reasons, just was not going to do the new Pac-12. And at that point, it doesn't really do any good to say, if you don't do this, we're leaving, because you're not leaving anyway. It will be interesting to see when this new Pac-12 comes together how much those payouts are and how much money, if at all, did Memphis leave on the table. And then you counter that with what were the additional travel costs and all of that stuff. But as Jonah details in the story,
buyouts,
moving forward, it appears if you're looking for the best group of 6 conference, it will come down to the American and the new Pac-12. But these numbers, it just when you compare them and contrast them with Big Ten numbers and SEC numbers, you start to realize why this gap, not only in money, but competition is growing. Whatever you need to spend to build a national championship roster in football, whatever that number is, Memphis doesn't have it. And similarly, whatever you need to spend to build a national championship contender in men's basketball, Memphis doesn't have it. Once upon a time, before NIL and rev share, it was scholarships, cost of attendance, and then whatever else you were getting done. But in that world, you could compete, at least in men's basketball, with the Dukes and the Kentuckys and the North Carolinas and everybody's. Right now, you just can't. Right now, you are competing with UAB. UAB is your rival now. It's not Louisville. It's not Cincinnati. It is South Florida and UAB. In terms of the amount of money you have to spend on the sport that you care about, you are way closer to to the UABs than you are the Ohio States and Kentuckys. And the reason is because they get $90 million or $80 million or $70 million for their conference affiliation, and you get 12. It's a big difference. Big difference.
Number 2.
Steve Sarkisian coaches in the SEC, specifically at the University of Texas, and he was speaking publicly yesterday, and he said that based on his estimations, every school, you name it, everyone in the SEC, the biggest and the smallest, they're all spending at minimum $30 million on their football rosters for this upcoming season, and that there are some he believes are close to $50 million. If you remember, Ohio State 2 years ago was considered the most expensive football team in history. You remember what it was?
What?
Like 20.
Wow.
That was 2 years ago. You think the price of gas has gone up?
Price of a football team. Ain't got nothing on the price of a football team.
Ain't got nothing on the price.
That's crazy, man.
Of a defensive tackle. If you think gas is expensive, check the prices on defensive tackles.
Mm-hmm.
What you used to could buy 2 years ago for $20 million now costs $50. That's what Steve Sarkisian is telling us.
Yeah.
So, if you want to know why your best players at the American Conference level get into the transfer portal and bounce up to the Big Ten, to the SEC, this is why. Because that type of money is out there. The Tennessees and the Alabamas, they used to spend around 20 2 years ago. Now they're spending, according to Steve Sarkisian, at minimum 30, and some of them are up to 50. The price has just gone way, way up. And so it is funny. You get these college administrators in these meetings right now, like I'm going to one next week, the Big 12 spring meetings, and among the biggest topics of conversation is, like, we've got to get spending under control.
Yeah.
And then you look at where they're having these meetings, and it's like in the nicest resorts in the world. Like they ain't doing it at the Comfort Inn,
right?
Like I'm going
at the Four Seasons.
I'm going to like the PGA headquarters next week in Frisco, Texas. It's the baddest resort you've ever seen. All right, that's where all these people get together to figure out how to get spending under control at the best resort you've ever seen. And so that's funny, but it is like, imagine if the cost of doing thing. I mean, you don't have to imagine. If you wanted to go to Dollywood 2 years ago, it cost you one thing. You want to go to Dollywood this weekend, it's going to cost you a totally different thing.
Yeah, I will be.
I know you will be.
Dollywood's pretty affordable, believe it or not.
I do believe it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
I can't wait to hear about it.
It felt good.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Thank you.
So, just like that, now this used to cost one thing, now it costs a lot more. And you do have to figure that out. Like, we understand that now players are getting paid, but we did not envision what cost $20 million in 2024 is going to cost $50 million in 2026. That is hard to account for. How do you make that up? I guess that's why you go to these meetings and get these conference rooms.
Yeah.
Got to get some big brains in there and figure out how to make it up. But yeah, putting together a championship level football team has never cost more. And the Texas football coach told you exactly how much yesterday.
Number 3.
Big college basketball headline, Ruben Chinyelu is withdrawing from the NBA draft and returning to the University of Florida, which means the Gators are now projected to have 6 of the top 7 scorers back from last season. Last season, of course, they won the SEC by 3 games and got a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. They're clearly, at this point, they should be number 1 in every human poll. I've got them number 1 in the top 25 and 1, but this is a direct byproduct of what we've been talking about. Money. In any other era of college basketball, Ruben Chinyelu is in the NBA draft. I don't know if he gets picked 28th or 38th or 47th or goes undrafted, but he's in it because you've done everything you can do at the collegiate level. It's time to go be a pro. But now, for him and everybody like him, and I mean everybody like him, there is more money in college than there is in the NBA. If you're the 8th pick, be the 8th pick. But right now, being the 18th pick is less profitable probably than just being in the SEC. Being the 28th pick definitely is. And so this is the situation he found himself in after going to the combine. All right, I worked out, ran this drill, ran that drill, did the interviews. What's the feedback? You might go in late first round. You might go in the second round. You'll get picked. We're comfortable telling you you'll get picked. And if you pick 25th, here's what you can make. If you pick 28th, here's what you can make. Let's say you go crazy and you get picked 18th, here's what you can make. You'll probably sit on a bench and bounce up between the NBA team and the G League. That's your life next year. Or just come back to Florida, win another SEC title, be a big man on campus, and make $5 million. These are not hard decisions, and it makes the sport of college basketball better. There's more talent in college basketball than there has been in decades because of the money. And if I had a son who was anything other than a guaranteed lottery pick, this is the type of thing I would advise him to do. The NBA will always be there. Right now, you just happen to be born at a perfect time. Because if you'd been born 10 years earlier, this isn't available to you. 10 years later, I don't know what that looks like. But when you were born, you now find yourself in college at a time where basketball players like you can make more money than they can even make in the best basketball league in this world. Don't walk away from it. Keep doing it as long as you can. That NBA stuff will be there. If you have such a great season next season that now you're the number one pick in the draft, absolutely you should go. But you shouldn't go now. You should get rich right now being a college basketball player. And that's what he's going to do. By the way, Florida, their roster now is reportedly going to cost about $25 million. Last year, Kentucky had the most expensive basketball roster in the history of the sport, 22. Now Florida's up to 25. Some schools might get up to 30.
It's just going to keep going up every year, huh?
Until they get some sort of
kind of cap, yeah.
And so there's some sort of cap that can be enforced.
Yeah.
Yeah, the price is just going to keep going up. And this is, by the way, just the market telling us what these players are worth. Nobody said it cost $5 million minimum to get a Ruben Chinyelu. That's just what the market dictates. So, yeah, the market will keep going up until the wealthy people just decide, I'm not throwing money at this anymore. And, oh, by the way, if you're ever wondering why they want to expand the NCAA tournament and the college football playoff, it's because you need wealthy people to keep throwing money at this stuff. It's easier to get them to throw money at it if, well, yeah, you threw money at it and we made the tournament. You threw money at it and we made the playoff. Well, you can have more examples of that if you put more tables in the restaurant, more seats at the tables. So that's another reason to expand basketball and football, the postseasons. Because if you're asking rich people to throw millions of dollars to roster build, they feel like they get a little better return on their investment if it actually results in a trip to the tournament or the playoff. It's all tied together. Stuff's getting expensive.
Number 4.
Charles Barkley had some interesting comments in advance of last night's edition of Inside the NBA on ESPN. He was asked about criticism he and his colleagues are taking for not really breaking down basketball too much. And it's become especially in focus when you turn on like the Amazon Prime show or the NBC show. And depending on what studio it is, like there's Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki and Blake Griffin, like really talking basketball. Like Steve Nash is like, all right, Dirk, you're here. Blake, set this screen. Like they're doing all that stuff all the time. Like really talking basketball. And then you got another show, and like there's Carmelo Anthony and Tracy McGrady, and they're like really talking basketball. And then you go to Inside the NBA, and it's like Chuck and Shaq laughing and goofing around, and that has now become a source of criticism. Like, yo, talk about basketball and stop goofing around all the time. And Charles was like, I hear you, but how many people at home do you think even know how to slip a screen or any of the stuff they're doing? Like, he's like, I've been in television for a long time. People want to laugh. People want to have a good time. I don't feel like I'm there to do a basketball clinic. I feel like I'm on television, and I'm there to try to entertain people who are watching a television show. I don't feel like I'm doing a coaching clinic. I'm just trying to entertain on television. Teach their own, but we're going to keep doing it the way we do it because it's the way we've always done it, and it worked pretty well up until you guys decided it didn't. What do you make of that?
I actually agree with this point. Like, I can understand, like, some of the criticism, like when they, I think one of the main ones has been people saying, well, they aren't even watching the game, like when they don't know who a player is or something like that. I think that's where a lot of the criticism go, because I completely agree with his point. Like, I'm not really trying to watch Charles and Shaq break down this play and that play. Right. I don't really care about that as much. Like, I'm watching them, Frank, for laughs.
I'm just waiting for them. That made sense to me.
Yeah,
I think there's probably some balance in there, but I can take it all. Like when I watch Blake and Steve Nash and Dirk and Udonis Haslem, I watch those guys and I'm like, okay, this is good. I think now we've set it up where we've got at the very least three pretty good NBA, really good NBA studio shows, and they're very different from each other. But I take Charles and Kenny and Shaq and Ernie for what they are, and then over here, if I've got Blake Griffin and Steve Nash doing a different thing, that's fine with me too. I don't need them to all be alike. I don't think there's one way to do it. I think if Charles and Shaq and Kenny suddenly tried to do what the Amazon Prime show is doing,
people would be like, stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just keep doing what you're doing. You could maybe rein it in sometimes, be a little more, know the players' names.
Yes.
Maybe I think that's fair. Hey, we don't have to be serious, but we should know the names.
Yes.
Hey, we don't have to be serious all the time, but we should get the pronunciations right. That makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But they've all carved out incredible careers.
For sure.
Being who they are. You mess with that too much, you probably look up and wonder why you did it.
Yeah.
Number 5.
End of an era last night, Late Show. Stephen Colbert had his final episode. Did you at least turn it on?
I did, yeah. Well, I saw Sir Paul.
I saw Paul.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney was the final guest. There was speculation.
Is he, sir? He's a Sir Paul. He's Sir Paul. Yes, of course.
You don't have to call him Sir Paul, but out of respect.
Of course I will. I do respect him. I've seen him in concert twice. I love the man.
I've seen twice as well. Both in times in Memphis?
No, I saw him in Memphis here, and then I saw him in Little Rock. It was the same tour, actually.
Okay, Liberty Bowl and FedEx Forum for me. The FedEx Forum one was right in the middle of Grizzlies Spurs. Western Conference Finals.
It sure was. God, that was such a good concert.
Because I remember Sam Amick went with us from USA Today at the time. He was like, I guess I'm here. I guess Paul McCartney's, FedEx Forum. I guess I'll go to FedEx Forum. And so that was great. And so it was fitting. For people who don't know, the Colbert Show originates from the Ed Sullivan Theater. And the Beatles famously made their American debut inside the Ed Sullivan Theater. And so there was some speculation that it was actually going to be Paul and Ringo, both. You close the Ed Sullivan Theater with the two living Beatles and just sort of big circle of life type of thing. But Ringo wasn't there. But Paul was.
God.
And that was, what do you mean? I don't know.
Come on, Ringo.
I don't know.
That's fine.
I don't know what his schedule looked like.
It's fine.
It's fine. But it was a nice sit down with Stephen Colbert and Paul McCartney, and then they performed together, and that must be a real thrill. Like you walk off the stage of the Ed Sullivan Theater after singing with Paul McCartney, a Beatle, inside the Ed Sullivan Theater.
Pretty cool.
It was all sweet. We sit and watched it as a family. My little guy fell asleep, but as I've told you before, my hotel where I stay is literally across the street. Like if I walk out of my front door, it's like almost no different from me and you. There's the Ed Sullivan Theater. It's the first thing you see when you walk out of my hotel. And so my kids have that is the big thing that they see for their entire lives. Every year they go to New York, and every year they see that, they know that. So it's always cool for them to see it on TV. So I wanted them to watch it and just sort of, I don't know, it was a big deal for me. It was not a big deal for them.
Yeah.
But I just sort of realized, the next time they go to New York, the next time I go to New York, it won't be there. I mean, the Ed Sullivan Theater will be there.
Yeah.
But the big sign and the late show, and that's a people you cannot walk past there without people standing there taking pictures in front of that, and it just won't be there anymore. So it's kind of sad. I was Googling what's going to happen to the Ed Sullivan Theater. It's a historic, registered landmark, so it cannot be destroyed. It cannot be demolished. It can't even be altered very much in terms of the interior legally. So most speculation is that it will remain a television studio and just be used for something else, or it could return to its Broadway roots. It could be returned to to Broadway shows and stuff like that. It's very small, like the studio space. I've been in there once when it was Letterman, not Colbert. But it's very small, smaller than you would realize just watching television. Most studios are. But it'll just be empty for the time being. It's just going to be an empty building, an empty, very famous building for the time being. So, end of an era.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see Paul McCartney and Stephen Colbert last night have that moment together in a theater they both played a role in making very, very famous. Be back with Carryout.
Tom Brady is making a turn at modeling. I would kill to have been with Giselle when she first saw this clip.
Why is he so stiff?
Because he's in leather. Have you ever walked in leather pants?
No, I can't say that I have.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is it?
It looks easy until you see Tom Brady.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Get ready, Grizzlies fans. It is time for the Surfside Can Shuffle. Can you keep up with the cans and find Mac the Crab?
Grizzlies, take your fandom to the next level by becoming an MVP.
How long have you been an MVP? Since day one.
Enjoy the great benefits of being a season ticket member. Pre-game MVP moments, including Autograph Alley, exclusive Grizz Gear deals, access to member or MVP-only player events, and much more.
He's been an MVP for 22 years!
Become a Grizzlies MVP today.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
The Memphis Grizzlies are looking for energetic and dedicated talent of all ages to join our live entertainment teams for next season. Audition for the Grizz Girls, Grannies and Grandpas, Blue Bunch, and more. Lock in your audition spot today. The way to do it? To grizzlies.com/audition. That's grizzlies.com/audition. Let's do carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Well, we got an update from Shams Charania, who has tweeted that the 2027 NBA MVP will be Victor Wembanyama. Went ahead and spoiled that one a full year in advance.
Wait, what?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Dallin Harper, San Antonio Spurs guard. Going to be a game time decision tonight. That's the update from Shams. I guess everybody's just going to be game time decision going forward for the rest of our lives. Jalen Williams, Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, all banged up heading into Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. But the news, the development, the tweet from Shams coming about 4 minutes ago. Dylan Harper, game time decision tonight after an MRI showed an adductor injury, not a hamstring. That's according to his sources. Does he play or not? What do you think?
I'll say yes.
I'll say no. I'll say no.
Okay.
I'll say no.
I mean, remember, he kind of wanted to come back into the game. You saw it on, I don't know.
I did see that moment that seemed to cause confusion on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I hope he plays.
yes.
I hope
do
he plays.
too.
I hope everybody plays. I want everybody to play.
What's today's biggest game?
I think it goes without saying. It's the Western Conference
Okay.
Finals. Game 3. The Frostbank Center down in San Antonio. The Thunder are 1.5-point underdogs on the road. So, the betting markets suggest by the time we go to bed tonight, Spurs should have a 2-1 lead in this best-of-7 series. 7:30 tip. It's on NBC. You can also stream it on Peacock. Spurs minus 1.5, totals 217.5. How you going to act?
I think I'll go Spurs.
Wemby at home.
Yeah, raucous environment.
Wemby at home with them long arms.
Yeah, and then they're gonna have. I'm sure they're gonna have like the Taco Bell, the old school Taco Bell colors rolling around in there.
I haven't seen that yet. The tortilla colors.
Yeah, and that's intimidating because they color code the sections. Like the people will wear like the certain colored shirts for like whatever section they're sitting in, and so
And you find yourself intimidated by different color shirts.
yeah, I just think for an opponent like raucous crowd, and then you're dealing with like all that, like
And
just,
then Wemby, and then you throw in the Wemby.
yeah,
Throw in the whole Wemby thing.
and they do that drum thing. They beat the drum. Yeah,
A lot going on.
I'll go Spurs.
Spurs, I mean, some of it's just going to come down to like how many ball handlers do the Spurs have, and
Right.
can they keep from giving it away to the Thunder? I mean,
Yeah.
Stefan Castle had 20 turnovers in the first 2 games. He needs to be better.
He does.
He needs to be better. Bennett says take San Antonio at
Yeah.
home, minus 1.5, tip at 7:30.
What are we watching on TV?
Okay, you said you were going to see the new Star Wars movie. I told you I heard the Rotten Tomatoes said it wasn't no good. You put your eyes on it. Noah's eyes were on it. How is it?
I think it's just
He sucks.
no. It was a blast.
You loved it.
Yeah, we had such a good time. It was awesome. I think it's pretty simple. I think if you love Star Wars and are a big Star Wars fan, you're gonna love this movie. I think if you're just like, I'll go see it, I'm not sure if you'll love it as much. It is like, it's extremely just like a straight up 2 hours of Mando and Grogu fighting bad guys, traveling to different places in the galaxy. Like it's not, the stakes aren't like incredibly high. It's just a fun like summer movie.
Okay.
And if you're a Star Wars fan, like it's extremely Return of the Jedi coded. Like there's a lot of like cool little Easter eggs and stuff.
So
in
if you're a nerd, you're gonna really enjoy this.
yeah, I think.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like, I think the reviews from the critics are people who are reviewing it like through a different lens than maybe someone who just wants to go see a fun Star Wars
The
movie.
critics are viewing it through a different lens than the nerds.
I think the critics might be off on this one. I do. I had a blast. I thought it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. And I look forward to more adventures. We also went and saw it in 3D on the IMAX screen, which elevates things.
Sure.
I cannot get enough of the 3D gimmick. I never quit. I always, anytime you're like, you want to go see it like just regular or in 3D, I'm like, I'll take 3D.
I'm more of a regular guy myself.
I love the 3D gimmick, man. It's always fun. It's like you're on a ride.
I find I don't need it.
I'm telling you, man. It's fun. It elevates it.
I finished Project Hail Mary.
And
I was glad when it was over. Jesus Christ, it was long. Why is that so long?
well, I mean, they're trying to stay true to the novel.
I guess, but I don't think it needed all those minutes.
What's his friend's name? I forgot
Rocky.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Who's cuter, Rocky or Grogu?
I think Grogu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see
Grogu sells way more merchandise. I don't even think we have Rocky merchandise.
Yeah, did you see
yet.
Rocky eat that one time?
Yeah.
It made Ryan. He was looking like he was about to throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I think Grogu's cuter.
I liked it. I was just like, all right, 30 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
I loved it.
It probably says more about me than it says about the film.
Yeah. Maybe you're just not into a space saga.
Maybe I'm just not into a space saga.
Yeah.
I just found myself going, God, we have another hour and 20?
Mm-hmm.
Another hour 20? That's the way I felt watching it.
Yeah.
It just felt slow. Felt a little slow.
Okay.
But good film. And I look forward to meeting the aliens someday.
One thing that was interesting, because Noah's like, come on, man. Our movie started, so the trailer started at 4:05. The movie did not start until 4:25. So that's 20 minutes of trailers.
Yeah, you gotta factor that in.
I like trailers though, so like I didn't mind it, but it felt excessive at the time. I was like, damn, man, how many more of these are we gonna do? It was like 7 to 8 movie trailers.
Thank God I saw Project Hail Mary at home instead of in the theater. I'd have been there for 4 days.
I mean, I like it. I like the trailers. I just wonder what the threshold is. Like 20, you got to wait 20 minutes to get to the actual movie.
I think 10's
good. It's a long time. I think 10's right.
I think 10's good.
Yeah.
10 get me excited. 20 is like I'm ready for it to be over with.
Yeah. But no, I really enjoyed Mando and Grogu. I hope it does well this weekend. I know the haters are out in full force.
The haters are out in full force.
The haters are out in full force, which that's always to be expected. They're trying to cancel Star Wars for some reason.
Sure.
But I think the real Star Wars fans are going to love this
nerds.
movie. And I think you need to just go and see it for yourself.
Go see it for yourself if you're a nerd. Bennett says you'll like it.
What are we watching on TV?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, that was a movie. You tricked me.
Oh, I was just trying to.
You tricked me.
Okay. I didn't mean to trick you.
You said, did you go see Mando and Grogu? Yeah, I did at the movie theater.
I know about a substitute. Okay, should we change that then to just what are we watching these days?
Is there anything to watch?
Should it say instead of saying what are we watching on TV, should it say what are we watching these days so that you don't get confused ever again?
No, it's fine.
I understand I confused you. Watch me on TV. You want to watch me on TV?
Sure.
Okay, I'll be on TV in 20 minutes.
Oh, okay, good. I'll be there.
CBS Sports Network.
Awesome.
We're doing the Island College Basketball Podcast live on CBS Sports Network in 20 minutes. So channel 221 on DirecTV.
Sounds great.
Watch me on TV.
All right.
What's the best thing we've read?
Adam Finkelstein's got a new mock draft over at CBSSports.com, and it looks like every other mock draft. A.J. DeBonsa going 1, Darren Peterson at number 2. He's got the Grizzlies taking Cameron Boozer at number 3. Here's what he wrote. Boozer has the highest floor in this draft and probably an underrated ceiling. Not only can no other player in the field match his history of winning or production, but Boozer also has an unmatched overlap of size, physicality, skill, and feel for the game.
Okay.
Plug him in next to Zach Edey and Cedric Howard. And Memphis' rebuilding project already has its front court of the future figured out. Okay, Fink.
I like it.
Okay, Fink, I like it too. You can read that mock draft. Find it on the homepage, cbssports.com.
What's going on this weekend?
Oh, man, what's not going on this weekend? It's a holiday weekend.
It is.
It's a holiday weekend.
It's the official start of summer.
Is it?
That's what people say. People love saying Memorial Day weekend's the kickoff of summer.
All right, then. Let's kick it off then.
You going to kick off summer?
I think I will.
Okay.
I think we get these clouds out of the way. I'll kick off summer.
Yep.
Okay. Here's what you need to know. We're going to all enjoy our weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We're all going to have safe weekends. And then we're not going to be here on Monday because Monday is Memorial Day. We'll all be back in studio on Tuesday. Let me rephrase. Some of us will be back in studio on Tuesday. Some of us won't. I won't. Bennett will.
Me either. No, I won't.
No, Bennett's on vacation.
I'm out of here. See ya.
I'll be in Frisco, Texas at Big 12 spring meetings. But I'll be doing the show live from Frisco, Texas on Tuesday. So I'll tell you all about whatever I need to tell you all about from Frisco, Texas on Tuesday. And Bennett's going to enjoy his vacation.
Yes, sir.
Hope you got a gas card or 7.
Here I come, Miss Dolly.
Here he comes.
Get that stampede ready.
I told you I went to the Ed Sullivan Theater one time to see the David Letterman show. Once upon a time. Do you know who the musical guest was on that night?
Was it Dolly?
It was.
That's cool.
Dolly Parton was the musical guest.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I saw Dolly in the Ed Sullivan Theater.
That's really cool.
If you see her, you tell her. You know
she pops in. I am hoping that like the day that we're there, she does one of her random she pops in occasionally.
If you see her, you tell her GP said hello.
Okay, I will.
Right. You enjoy your vacation.
All right, man.
All right.
Thank you.
And I'll be waiting here for you when you get back.
Sounds good.
All right. Everybody enjoy your weekends. Be safe. Have a good time. We will talk to you again on Tuesday. Till then,